yine keşke aksiydi can. Çok iyi yok yaşadı da.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. I know you. Yes, you. Not personally, but I know you. How, you might ask? Well, if you're doing bad right now, I've been there. If you're doing extremely well for yourself right now, I'm here now. So, yes, I know you because I've been in both shoes and I know how it is to struggle. I know how it is to do well for yourself. The only difference is when I was doing bad for myself, I had to pick myself up and I had to make things happen. No one did it for me. Right now, if you're doing bad, you are your worst enemy. How is that? Well, it's simple. Let me tell you a quick story. When I was working 9 to 5, and I was just starting off at work, and of course, you know, I had a boss, I had a supervisor, and he would come in, tell us what to do. For me, I would look at him and say, you know, I'll never get to this level. I will never get to this level. And I was beating myself up. I was beating myself. I was my worst enemy, just like you're your worst enemy right now. I would tell myself this all the time. They're not going to let a guy with tattoos, ear piercings, black, they're not going to let him run no company. They're not going to give him a chance because all the supervisors before me were white men. So I was beating myself up. I was putting myself down. And I told myself that I couldn't do it, which is crazy because that's probably what you're doing to yourself now. So for years, now I've always had the same work ethic. I have always worked hard. But the only difference was I would beat myself up. I would put myself down because I listened to what I was told growing up. You'll never get a chance like your counterparts. You'll never get a chance like the white boys up the street. You'll never get a chance because you're black. You'll never get a chance because America is against you. You'll never get a chance because the system is rigged. Okay, so what? So what if the system is rigged? So what if other ethnicities have a head start on you? What does that mean? That doesn't mean you cannot work hard plus, because working hard is not enough. There's a lot of people working hard right now and they get up every morning, go to the same job, unhappy, miserable, come home, only to go to bed and do the same thing again the next morning. But if you want more, you have to tell yourself that you're worthy of it. You have to tell yourself that you can make it happen and not anyone, no one can stop you. Not a system, not another race, not another man. You can do it yourself. You have to tell yourself that, plus apply the work to it. I guarantee you that you will be successful after that. But if you keep telling yourself that there's a system out there that is made to hold you down and you'll never make it. And that's where I was all those years. I've always had a great work ethic. I've always worked hard. And I've always been in leadership positions, supervisory positions, but I never got to the very top because I kept telling myself that they would never allow a man like myself with tattoos, piercings. I don't have 2-3 degrees. They're never going to let me get that position. Look at me now. You think it was by luck? You think I am where I am right now because of luck? You think it magically landed on my lap? No, not at all. I made it happen. I went out and made it happen. As soon as I changed my mindset and I started telling myself, you know what? What's the difference between me and the man that came in as my supervisor for all those years? What's the difference? And I'm talking about internally. What's the difference? None, nothing at all. I'm smart as hell. I have a great work ethic. I believed in myself and I made it happen. And when it did, I no lie, I stood there and I was like, holy shit, I just did exactly what I always told myself would never happen. I just made it happen. And from then on, I just kept going up. There was no going down, there was no going back. And right now, I have great self-esteem about myself. My confidence level is out of this world because now I know that I can make anything happen that I put my mind to. It starts with your thinking and how you think, because whatever you say you can't do, you're right. And whatever you say you can do, you're absolutely right. It's all up to you. Nobody else can tell you that you can't do this and you shouldn't do that. Because once you tell yourself that you can't do it, you've already lost. You just have to start. Now, for the people that are doing extremely well, they can probably tell you the same thing. They can probably tell you the same story. It started with their thinking. They changed their mindset. They began to think about their future. They began to work towards their future. You put one and one together, you have to get two, right? It creates two. So you cannot tell me right now that wherever you're at in life, that's where you're going to be forever. That's stupid. Only dumb people think like that. And I used to think that way. And I've always I've always had great confidence in myself and knew that I was a hard worker, and I always knew that I could make things happen, but I never made it happen because I was beating myself up. So stop beating yourself up. Stop telling yourself that you can't do something, or stop telling yourself that you can't achieve whatever it is you're out to achieve, because I'm here to tell you that you can. Now, I'm not going to lie to everyone. Whoever sees this video, not all of y'all will be successful. Not all of y'all will make it to where you want to get to. Why is that? Because not all of y'all want it bad enough. You have to want it so bad that you are willing to die for it. You have to want it so bad. It's just like breathing, right? If you can't breathe, what does your body do? What do? You fight, you struggle to breathe, because it's a necessity. So you have to make success a necessity. If you don't make it a necessity, then you're going to put it off for tomorrow. You're going to put it off for Saturday. You're going to tell yourself, oh, I'll do it next week. And 1 week turns into 2 weeks turns into a month. And you will find yourself 35, 40 at the same level doing the same thing. Not achieving anything. All those accomplishments and goals that you had, guess what? They're still in your rear view. They're still in your rear view. Oh, because all you're doing is talking. You're not acting. You're not making things happen. And all you have to do is get in that car and drive. Yes, that's sort of an analogy. If you want something, you have to see it, and you must have the drive for it. You must work towards it. You must drive towards it. You must go towards it. You can't just tell yourself that I'm going to do something or that I want something, and you think that it's just going to magically appear. Nothing like that ever happens. And I don't care if you're a celebrity. I don't care if you're a CEO, if you're the vice president of your company. You had to work for it. I know you did. So I'm talking to the overachiever in you. I'm talking to the hard worker in you. I'm talking to the entrepreneur in you. I'm talking to the CEO in you, to the vice president in you, to the president in you. That's who I am talking to right now. You can make it happen. And starting now, if you work towards it, I guarantee you in 5 years, you will be exactly where you want to be. And remember, I don't want to hear about how hard you have it. I want to hear about how hard you're going to work to have it. Until next time.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.